Welcome to Akhand Vidyashram, the first institute of impeccable wisdom, the human nucleus. We have been speaking about human cell membrane and organelles I have explained. Now come to the nucleus to take it to the next stage to understand the real beauty of building block which is there in the nucleus. So divine design of nucleus is amazing, which leads little more different. But in the process, I would like to explain how before the creation, during creation, later to the world, everything is genetically put into the nucleus in the design of DIVYANK, and as a result, we can live a perfectly healthy, wealthy, wise, and happy, provided we understand the real beauty of nucleus, which is the core. And my entire objective of all my work of Akhand Vidyashram, which I am sharing with the world, is with DIVYANK, impeccable wisdom, so that we have a perfect knowledge from school, college to the university, throughout the world as one. So there is no question of unlearning, relearning, and creating new things, and which the world is not able to understand. The problem with the world is my religion is better, your religion is better, and my knowledge is better. Your knowledge is this. All this fighting throughout the world on things which have no relevance at all. They were all man-made design knowledge, limited by the thinking, unthinking minds. But nature, which created such a perfect universe, has designed it with mathematical design, and that is revealed for the first time in the history of mankind in DIVYANK. And with DIVYANK, we are going to look at to create a new science which is mathematically conclusive from shortest to the largest. And that is what was there in Vedas and Upanishads, which people have not understood. The main 80% inspiration of DIVYANK comes from Vedas and Upanishads. 20% is based on the modern science, which has given me all the facilities to calculate the final stage and give the world divine design. I'd say it is my soul which is responsible, not me. I am only an instrument. And it is all the knowledge which ancient Indian sages gave it, different religions have given, different sciences have given. I'm not condemning. They have made us think. But when you start thinking only, then you realize that whatever knowledge you have given, shared, is defective. We can, based on that, come to the impeccable wisdom. That is what is Akhand Vidyashram's work all about. In that light, we are going to see how things are. My dharma is impeccable wisdom. My greatest discovery is DIVYANK, the divine design of nature, which the perfect objects are created. Impeccable wisdom is enlightening, and Akhand Vidya wisdom is empowering. With this DIVYANK, we are going to look at the whole wisdom of impeccable nature. Now let's start before the creation. It is said there was nothing seen in the world. Everything was dark. That's what Rigved says. Or it was in a tamas stage, inertia. Or it was in a mrityu form, Brihadupanishad, Yajnavalkya says. If that was the say from which it has come, that mean to me, they made the isomers and neon 21 were there at that particular stage. And this is something which I found from picture of Gayatri Mata. And during collision, neon of 21 collided to form Big Bang, neon 22, and there was effulgence, light, Prakash Matra, and everything emerged from there, and 10 stages of 5 of involution, 5 of evolution in Panchbhutas. And that same wisdom is seen in modern periodic table as such. You can see there are only 7 periods to prove that every gross thing is made of 7 parts. And there can be possibilities of only 18 groups, which you can see in periodic table. And this picture reflects Adi Parashakti, which has got 18 arms, not less, not more. And they show the organ has got 18 electrons. Neon 21 is Gayatri, which has got 10 arms. That means 10 electrons are there. And Adi Parashakti is our Antaratma. Now from that wisdom, concealed wisdom of the entire universe, atomic, elemental, molecule, compounds, everything, right up to the cellular human form in different forms, is present in Rigved. And interesting enough, that is universal wisdom, has been translated into I3 Upanishads very precisely. Now, understanding Divyank, Rigved, Adi, I3 Upanishads, I am explaining the same thing with the detailed knowledge of atoms, molecules, compounds, cells, to another thing, the way we human body is structured, how it functions, how psychologically it grows, how we are the reflection of the universal consciousness is what I've been trying to explain one by one. So we are moving towards the impeccable wisdom that we are the greatest creation, we are the custodians of the world, we need the knowledge which nature has given it us. Let's not give man-made knowledge which has been misleading for the world. We need the divine knowledge, and that is DIVYANK all about. It's going to rewrite the entire science and conclude mathematically conclusive physics, chemistry, biology, and other subjects. Thereby, there will be uniform syllabus throughout the world, same knowledge for everybody. No question of defects in this or that. We are going to remove all the deficiencies and make it one for the entire universe and give it to everybody for love of it. And that's the way we can expect the universal peace, harmony for everybody. Now, Panchabhutas I have explained, I have given the symbols for the same thing. Everything is born out of Panchabhutas, five elements. They are sustained by five elements. They dissolve in forever. This process of five stages goes on and they are interconvertible. They are the fundamental of matter into energy, energy into the matter transformation is there. Earth and water are the solid forms. Agni is the transition which helps. If you reduce Agni, it becomes solid. But if you produce energy, it becomes energy form, expanding and then omnipresent. And as far as Akash Kosh is concerned, is a plasmatic state of the matter. Anything which is heated to 1600 degrees centigrade with a conducive become energy alone. And this is a transformation of matter into energy, energy into the matter. The whole world is like that. Anyone who can understand the matter which is solid form, energy which is elemental form, dynamic form, we know the entire universe is at our fingertips. And that is the knowledge which is required for everyone. And to the best of my understanding, I find small children are able to understand me much better than I see elders who have been given wrong information. And eliminating wrong information, unlearning wrong information, then reimposing with the perfect is much more difficult. So my desire is we create a new syllabus. As an individual, I can only do this much, but others have to do who are interested in universal consciousness, who want the world to benefit. Let us not be served with the knowledge which is defective. We want impeccable wisdom, and this is my first thing. That's why I call this as the first institute of impeccable wisdom. Now based on that, we can have other institutes throughout the world. Based on this information, the world can be a perfect, beautiful, no fighting, no arguments, nothing at all. Everyone is like a king and Maharaja. That's it. Now come to the human cell. Is a structure and function unit. I can call human body as a cell of atoms, elements, molecules, compounds, cells, or multiple cells. There are 200 different types of cells which play different roles. There are 100 trillion cells. You have living cells which multiply to replace the dead cells or create a new being, or you have a mature cells which need to serve certain purpose, like oxygen important, it's mature. And neuron cells for memory are important, that's the neurons. They don't multiply because you need them for wisdom as such. They are also designed with neuron. But the one which really plays an important is the centrosome, which has two centrioles. So 21 parts become 22 is what we are going to see shortly. Now, as I said, the cell is made of three parts: cell membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus. And each part is made of seven parts. That's what I told you in periodic table. That is what Sanatana Dharma is talking about. Everything is made of seven parts. You start looking for seven parts in any single part, you'll find it. This is 21. And 21 parts become 22 by division of centrosome into two centrioles which go to the opposite side, and everything duplication takes place. And finally you have mother and daughter cells identical with the same structure to replace the dead tissues, or produce it. That's it. Now, cell membrane is made of 7 parts is also something which I've already explained. It's just a revision. Then you have the external atmosphere and internal atmosphere, and cell membrane make sure that liquid form, water dissolved, cannot go from external to internal just like that. It's fully protected because cell is an activity, is a chemical, most transformed chemical factory in the world. It can produce poison, it can produce amrit, nectar for perfection, depending upon what kind of ingredients we are eating. If we are eating pure vegetarian diet without anything which is stimulating, which is not necessary, I'm sure we can all be perfectly healthy, even in 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 100, and plus, plus, plus. And that is what Ayurveda is talking about. Long, blissful life, provided our food is vegetarian, and we do not take alcohol, smoking, drugs, and other things, which is unnatural to the body's use, should not touch at all. And give the body all the perfect, beautifully, organically grown without the chemicals, I can tell you, you'll be a perfectly healthy person for generations to come. Now, there are 7 organelles, and these are mitochondria, which produces ATP. I have already. Endoplasmic reticulum, you have rough epithelium, which produces protein, which are building blocks, and that's very important part of the cell. Then your smooth muscle, which produce steroids, cholesterol, and others which are essential as a lipid philic products. They play an important role. Then you have Golgi apparatus, which brings all the things from a rough endoplasmic proteins and sort it out and make the modeling to be useful for the body. Once it is done, it comes out and goes to another organelles to produce. In the organelles, the lysosome is the one which is membrane, which can dissolve all the unwanted things, like what kidney is trying to do, or the skin is trying to do, is lysosome is trying to do. Ribosomes are the one which produce proteins and amino acids as a building block, as and what required for different cells in different parts of the body, so that we can be healthy, wealthy, wise, and happy. It's beautifully in ribosomes. And as I told you, centrosomes, they're double, as you can see, and the second is beautiful, which is a part of my 9th chakra called Pragyan. It's very wise. And you see the 9 over there and 27 parts. Amazing. And they play a very important role in evolution because for first creation, 21 have to become 22. They become only because of centrosome and 2 centrioles. Then come to, up to this I have already explained. Now we come to the human nucleus, which is the part, which is most important part at the core value of the cell, which has all the material, genetic material to produce what is required. Full body structure is there in this, and it is also made of 7 parts. I have shown 2 pictures, the one on top as such, where centrosome is not shown, but the next one shows the centrosome very close to the nucleus as a part integral to that. I would call a centrosome as a part of the nucleus, not of centrosomes. And in centrosome, instead of centriole, I would put vesicles as a part which produce a final product as such. And this is structure which I have already explained. Now this is structure which you have. In this you can very clearly see you have a DNA and associated chromatin material in condensed form over there. That's very important. Then how the condensed form splits to form RNA, and how RNA you have different things in processes in nucleus, and how things take shape is what I'm going to show you in the next. Now comes the nucleus, which is a part of the nucleus, you can see right on top. Then it has got 3 parts: granule component, pre-ribosome assembly. As I told you, ribosome is for making proteins, amino acids for building blocks. That process is there in nucleus. And also you have a dense fibrillar component, which is pre-RNA, then this pre-RNA, and then post-RNA transcription. All the translation you can see at the bottom. Nucleus gives you ribosome, biosynthesis, RNA, mRNA, tRNA, sRNA, RNA, or srpRNA, inclusive telegram, and also cellular stress, where a DNA damage response or oncogenic stress response or infection, other things are well taken care by the nucleus only. So that's why it needed a separate thing I have given. Everything once is the nucleus has got material, and nucleus has all the material required the way things have to take shape. Now let's take it to the next stage. Divine chemistry on nucleic acid is beautiful thing, and this double helix, B double helix, was also been beautifully shown. And in this picture you can see that you have both the side two chains, and within that is nucleic acid. You have a combination of adenine and thymine with 2 hydrogen, guanine and cytosine with 3 hydrogen. I've already spoken in double helix, but here it is shown because a part of the continues in this. So this is a perfect model of DIVYANK based on human double X, designed by me, based in DIVYANK, where the width is 21 angstrom, not 20, and health is more or less 34. The ratio is DIVYANK ratio, 1.618034, and also you have the girth which goes on, and 22 is a perfect model as such to be seen and to be appreciated by everybody. Now, as I've told you, the width is 21, strand is 22, stands are 10 plus 34419, not 10 alone. Height is 33.9854 angstrom. Minor groove is 12 angstrom and major groove is 20 angstrom. 2 sugar phosphate chains are there. And then you have opposing 3 carbon and 5 carbon, which is also DIVYANK. Then you have central nitrogen chains are adenine and thymine as one group, guanine and cytosine as second group. Then you have 2 hydrogen and 3 hydrogen, and so beautiful 2 and 3 also DIVYANK. 10 is also DIVYANK. Everything is perfect DIVYANK model. If you want to see DIVYANK's perfect model, is DIVYANK B double helix designed by me, gives you the perfect value, and that is understood. That means you are going to be as perfect as DIVYANK for generations to come. In this, now I have also shown an unexplored aspect of DIVYANK B double helix. Both nitrogen compounds, if you are going to take adenine and thymine, interesting enough, there are 136 protons. And as far as cytosine and guanine is concerned, which has also got 136. Both are balanced. As a result, there is an equilibrium. Static stage, perfect value. And this is something which nobody has ever thought and shown to the world, and this form. And that is amazing. And this particular picture I'm saying from nucleus, when things come out from nucleus, it comes to endoplasmic reticulum, which is rough, which produces proteins. Then you have soft, where you have lipid formation. When they come out, they go to Golgi apparatus to form into the structures, and then you have lysosomes. Then you also have ribosomes, and then you have secretory vesicles, and then they go further to the body to be used as such. The greatest chemistry, pharmaceutical industry in the world is the human cell itself. And once it is understood, we take care of all the 100 trillion cells and their nucleus and make it as perfect as DIVYANK, and provided the material which is required in DIVYANK and lead a perfect life according to DIVYANK, we can live for generations and generations for together, and we can be as dynamic, as active as we were in our youth year. And that is objective of Akhand Vidyashram. And now coming to this, another interesting part, you can see the picture on both the sides are the one which is electron structure, which is also cross section of DNA. And the one which I created a DIVYANK symbol right now, down, which you can see in my symbols, is a DIVYANK symbol. The outer one is made of 22 parts by 21 parts. Inside you have 10 spirals, and within that has a 0.34419. The perfect representation of DIVYANK as a mathematically conclusive design is a symbolic form like this, and things further. And I do believe anything which is divine in nature should have a perfect mathematics, and it should also be in a position to convert into beautiful divine design, which is self-explanatory from A to Z. Once we are able to do that, I can tell you, You can be in tune with yourself. You can be in tune with your Atma. You can be in tune with universal consciousness. As a result, everything will be at your fingertips, and that is the kind of knowledge which I am talking about the world needs. From school, college to the university throughout the world, we need a uniform syllabus for everyone. And I'm glad to admit that wisdom was there given by ancient Indian Brahmins in Rigveda and also converted into Aitreya Upanishads into another form. Now, as a Brahmin who is in tune with Brahman, universal consciousness, and mathematics, I'm able to take it to the next stage where I'm now explaining the condensed version of Rigveda, Aitreya Upanishad, now in the light of divine mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, all the 64 arts. And I'm showing this is the knowledge which world needs. And once I have the world has this knowledge, then everything is at fingertips. There will be world peace for everyone. This is the last picture which is very, very important to me. All the wisdom I've spoken about from before the creation of the world, during the creation of the world, from neon 21 with the 10 electrons to the one with the Panchabhutas, gross and subtle, to DNA structure, and to all the 100 trillion cells A to Z. Once we understand and all the anatomical structure, physiological structure, biochemical structure, psychological structure, everything is finally is found in this symbol itself. And that is the wisdom which I want the world to have. I do not want any student talking and fighting on issues which are defective. Let's forget about man-made designs. They help us to come to this level. Now with the science, we can take it to the next stage. Let's do that. Anyway, thank you very much. Thank you.